Welcome everybody, today we're going to be trying out something I kind of cottoned onto watching the PPL, the Paladins Premier League, the recent tournament for Paladins, and also going into the HRX sort of World Cup thing. Now this is kind of a more cautious approach to book, and basically is a really heavy self-sustain and sort of more focusing on doing damage, jumping in only when you need to. Anyway, this is a bulk up, so this is one where it heals you for 600 instantly, max health for, and also increase your max health for 300 for 5 seconds, so you get the tankiness. So we're also getting, I've been trying out a few of the loadouts. Now I couldn't see any of the loadouts the pros were using on the stream of the PPL. I couldn't see exactly what they were picking up, but I was trying to pick up some of the players' loadouts they've got on live, but these might be wrong. So I was looking at Itspitner, Slash Wine, Fish Echo, trying to pick up on what loadout they use. They might even not use a specific bulk up loadout, but basically we're just putting things into the recovery cooldown, which is your Q to get your heal back. There's also that damage reduction, might be good, might be bad, but I guess because you've got that extra health, the damage reduction is higher. And just, yeah, generally, we're being less aggressive. I only jumped in there because I knew the Makoa was low. You're kind of holding angles as the buck here, rather than just going straight in. Maybe that was a slight premature heal, because you kind of want to use the heal at the last second, but I mean, I've got it back now, so it was the right call in the end. Somehow didn't kill the Tyrant one. Definitely early game, like there, I was able to just pretty much just heal myself to full, saving myself, get away, now I'm full again, I'm back in the action. I don't have any downtime. I think that's the biggest thing about this book. And because you've got that reliable damage, I mean, I'm poking only for 230 there, but that's a range, so I'm getting closer, 736 there for the Makoa, then 500. So I'm doing significant damage, poking in and out, and again, I can sustain myself. And it also works especially if you have an off healer, maybe even have like a pip or something, you could heal yourself because you don't need to hassle the healer for it, and especially with the Genos as well, where they don't have great single target heals, it doesn't matter so much that I'm getting the heals because I can just keep myself up all the time. And I think that's just the name of the game for this. I'm not playing as aggressively as I normally would. I think actually later in this game, I play too aggressively perhaps, and get caught out a bit. Whereas here I'm just chilling out. I can see there's the enemy form team there. I'm just getting poke damage, seeing if I can single out a target to go on, either to jump onto. I'm mainly using my ability to escape, so I just saw that the Genos was low, so I dived a bit. I'm low again. I kind of maybe should have held on to my heal. Gonna have combat to heal up. I think that's sort of the judgment you've got to make. Are you going to go out of combat, heal up, so you've got your heal definitely, or are you going to heal and then try and back off? Here. Okay, so the Drogos is pretty low. The Tyra's not really looking at me, so I can go for that Tyra. Although I should have reloaded. Again, maybe not the best book in the world, but this is sort of the tactics they were using in the actual pro matches in the esports scene. They were amazing matches, by the way. Some of them were quite one-sided, but there's definitely, what was most interesting was the way champions were used, which champions came out, especially things like Pip being used a lot, Grover, Grok all coming out, and Buck being quite one of the biggest picks was interesting to see actually. And Terminus as well, being a newer champion, but also being quite pivotal to the meta. And this was actually based on Open Beta 62, so this is a patch on from where they were. I was a bit cautious there of where the Makoa was going to drag me, but it is working out. If you want to get my loadout, you can either look at my actual loadouts in Joshino. There's a few actually, if you look through them, you can pretty much work out which ones the recovery ones are. But the bottom two are the one that I use for my bounce house, and also the one that's there for this recovery build, this bulk up build. Basically flexing the muscles of Buck so he stays up. So I'm on a 10 streak now, just basically staying alive as long as possible. As always, if you see a Drogos going in to try and ulti, try and take them down before they get to somebody. That's always good. And here, because I haven't been using my jumps aggressively, I was able to get away, even after I was pulled, which is nice. I could have maybe been put up into the air by the Genos, but thankfully he didn't have that. And the cautiousness is paying off. I'm, you know, not really hassled, although now I'm on my own, everyone's down. I probably should have read the situation a bit, actually. So don't listen to me there. I maybe didn't read the situation as well as I could have. But I mean, we took a few of them out as we went, and we still have time, a little bit. No, it's overtime, so we don't even have time. It's all over. Is it, though? Is it? No, the Ash is able to do it! Ash, baby! So nice job in there. Okay. I think actually the Drogo's got knocked off the edge by the Ash, which was pretty funny. It was very delayed though, very delayed. Pretty much so, that's just how you play it. So this is pretty much a close to great run with the book straight off the bat. So 14-1, so that 14 streak ended there. But I mean, that's just how you play it. You take some pokes, you hold a position, you find a gap to jump into to take somebody out, and maybe sometimes even push up, and then keep your jump, your heroic leap for when the enemy team are really pulling onto you. And here we've got the Genos and the Makoa, so I kind of want to hold on to the heroic leap because it could get me away from two big dangers there. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have come on this side. The only thing is, on the left-hand side, I guess it's harder to poke as a buck across that gap, which is what I was thinking of when I saw that. But again, dancing, dueling there. Maybe you could have even been a bit more aggressive and maybe got that Makoa without having to back off, but I was maybe being a bit too cautious there. But you can just see how it is. I'm keeping myself up all the time. Once the Cauterize is off me, I'm getting that full heal. But even if the Cauterize is on me, as long as it's not the Cauterize 3, I'm actually getting a, you know, fairly decent heal up. This is just terrible aim. I don't know what happened here. The panic, folks. Just, I think the thing you got to remember is just to calm down, calm it all down, calm your aim down, everything like that. Maybe I should have gone for some headshots here. I think I was just going too onto the casualness with trying to go for body shots. That was derpy. That was a very derpy duel. I think I might have won that just because I had more Cauterize than them, because they're also running the bulk up build. But also, I don't think they have some of the bulk up cards. There's a card there that gives you extra heal if you have less than 50% health. So I think that might have helped me out, actually, in that situation. But again, I actually healed into the Cauterize there, but I thought it might have died because I was kind of exposed. And we got caught out by both of the CCs there. I mean, the Resilience could have been a pickup here. Might have brought me out of the Genos Void grip earlier, but I mean, it didn't matter. We got the point. I disrupted, I guess, doing more of a flanky role than the damage dealer. But maybe that's something to touch on, that Cassie used to fill a role of being able to flank into the back lines whilst also having the option of poke damage. Now Buck is kind of filling that role in a strong way here with what he can do now. So I'm just struggling out here to reload, to fire back. Caught out there, but hey, it's still going well with 3-0. We're all happy. But yeah, so you're able to flex, basically. And actually, yeah, some games I've seen Buck played in the PPL as just a damage dealer over a flank, pretty much, because sometimes the teams didn't even pick up a damage dealer. Sometimes it was like a Talus and another flanker. Sometimes it was just the Buck and like combined with, well, pretty much any flanker, maybe a Blast flanker. Just, I mean, here the Eevee's kind of, it's not such a serious game because there's not two tanks here. But I mean, it is kind of working out with the Eevee in tandem. The Eevee's being a bit more aggressive than I am. I'm doing the sort of, oh, I got, that was actually nice. Makoa pulling me into the power of the Genos ulti. No, this is it. This is the knockoff I was thinking about with the Drogo. So watching the bottom right, bam. Later's me. You're out of there. That was actually awesome. I think I meant to put a good job there, but instead I put no. My bad. It hit N too early. And I was like, I need to save this Vivian. Do we save the Vivian? Okay, the Vivian. I think the Vivian pretty much save themselves here. Definitely Vivian's quite ridiculously strong and hasn't got any clear counters. Well, not really at the moment, so I guess there's that bonus for us on our team. And they also have a Tyra into a very mobile lineup here, and not a tanky lineup as well. So the Flask isn't actually doing that much on our end. So we're actually happy about the fact that they took the Tyra there, and we're actually very close to capping now. And I mean, I've lost a bit of my momentum. They've got lots more Cauterize than they did before, so my bulk up is coming back a bit. And I think because I'm being more aggressive, like here I spot out the Genos, I'm going in, but also that's left me a bit vulnerable. And thankfully, nobody went for the point, so we did win that. But it did leave me a bit out in the open. But I think it's just always just gauging whether or not you go in for the kill, getting the right target. I probably should have been watching out for that Drogus a little bit more. I flicked to the Makoa because I thought the Vivian was going to die on the other side, but they weren't. They were fine. And this is the most riveting top play ever. of a Vivian firing forever. But they did reload, folks, because normally they wouldn't even reload in a top play. So I guess that's going for them. So actually, if you look at the stats here, 64,000, almost 65,000 damage here. The highest on the team, even surpassing the Vivian on our team. And that's just because I've been up a lot of the time, especially in the first couple of rounds. I mean, it did tail off a bit towards the end. But I think just being able to always have your uptime, always be able to heal yourself. You don't even really need to leave. You'll leave and maybe go around a corner, heal up. You're back in the game. So you're having a huge impact on the match. Oh dear, there's some unhappy peoples there in the chat. Oh well, I forgot about that. Anyway, this was a fun match. I mean, we outdamaged the Draggers. We pretty much, we were the highest damage in this match. And it's not necessarily, it's just mainly because of the playstyle being a bit more cautious, dipping in and out. I mean, the Genos did get more credits than us, but that's about it. It's interesting that their book didn't take things that we took, like the extra heal, the damage reduction. They took extra reload, which did help them that time when we were dueling them, which is interesting to note because they were able to reload basically and fire me down. It was pretty close between us who was going to die, and then he got the bulk up, which I think I didn't have, and there we go. And on my end, I've got the one where it resets on kills. Don't know whether it's worth it for just the first level. Got the extra healing when you're lower than 50% health. The Heroic Leap, just because it's such a big deal for Buck. The recovery cooldown on 4. And yeah, the damage reduction one. But I tweak around with these loadouts. Maybe try and find a sweet spot for the bulk up Buck. But anyway, what does everybody else think about this loadout? Will you be trying it out? Have you been watching the Paladins Premier League and were you surprised by what was going on? How good Buck was and how they were using this loadout? I don't necessarily know whether it will work out for everybody. I think it's got a specific playstyle that you have to sort of emulate. But it's definitely fun. And you can kind of feel invincible. Anyway, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more of my content, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Joshino.